As dawn painted the sky with strokes of pink and orange, Alex yawned, stretching his arms wide before starting his shift at Millie's diner. It was another day, filled with the aroma of strong coffee and sizzling bacon. Alex adjusted his apron, ready to face the bustling day ahead. Customers from all walks of life frequented Millie's, each with their own stories, but it was just another day. Or so Alex thought. The first customers were regulars, a group of elderly men discussing politics over steaming cups of coffee and half-eaten plates of eggs and toast. Alex greeted them with a smile, refilling their cups without needing to be asked. His attention to detail and warm demeanor made him a favorite among the morning crowd. By mid-morning, the diner was in full swing. Families, truck drivers, and young couples filled the booths. Alex darted between tables, expertly balancing plates and dodging energetic toddlers. Amidst the chaos, he kept his cool, always with a smile that never reached his tired eyes. He was a machine, efficient and unfaltering. As lunch approached, the door chimed gently against the murmur of conversations and clinking cutlery. An elderly woman, her clothes worn and tattered, stepped inside. She hesitated, scanning the diner as if searching for a familiar face. Alex noticed her from across the room, her presence like a still island in a sea of noise. With a nod from Alex, the woman took a seat in his section, settling into a corner booth that offered a view of the street outside. She kept to herself, her eyes occasionally catching Alex's as he moved about. When he approached to take her order, she asked only for a cup of tea. Alex paused, then added, "How about some lunch on the house? You look like you could use a warm meal." His co-workers whispered among themselves, casting skeptical glances towards the booth where the woman sat. "Why bother?" muttered one waitress, eyeing Alex's decision with disapproval. But Alex shrugged off the skepticism. He wasn't about to start turning away those in need, not when he had the means to help. The woman ate quietly, her manners meticulous. With each bite, she seemed to savor the flavors, as if it were her first proper meal in days. Her gratitude was palpable, though she spoke little, offering Alex only a gentle, grateful smile each time he checked on her. There was a dignity about her that touched Alex deeply. As the afternoon wore on, the diner emptied, leaving only a few stragglers and the cleaning to be done. Alex wiped down tables, his mind replaying the day's events. The woman in the corner had stayed longer than most, her presence in the diner almost forgotten as the hours ticked by. It was nearly closing time when Alex began to clear the woman's table. There, tucked under a half-empty sugar dispenser, was a small, crumpled envelope. Puzzled, he picked it up, turning it over in his hands. His name was scribbled on the front in shaky handwriting. Inside the envelope, Alex found a note written in neat, careful script. "Thank you for your kindness today," it read. "It's rare to encounter someone who treats others with such respect and warmth. Please accept this small token of my appreciation." Beneath the note was a lottery ticket, scratched and slightly torn. Alex smiled, touched by the woman's words. He slipped the lottery ticket into his pocket, a simple reminder of the day's good deed. He finished closing up, the note's sincerity warming him more than the diner's bustling heater. The ticket was an afterthought, stowed away in the clutter of his apron. Days turned into weeks, and the memory of the lottery ticket faded beneath the routines of daily life. Alex continued his work at the diner, his encounter with the elderly woman becoming a distant, warm memory among many. The ticket remained in his apron, forgotten, as life's mundane rhythms marched on. It was during a casual conversation with a coworker about dreams of winning big that Alex remembered the crumpled ticket in his pocket. Laughing, he joked about checking it, curious but with no real expectation. His coworker egged him on, a slow day at the diner making any distraction welcome. At the end of his shift, Alex decided to humor his curiosity. He stopped at a local convenience store, the lottery ticket's edges worn from weeks in his pocket. The clerk scanned the ticket, and Alex watched, half amused, expecting nothing more than the usual sorry try again. Then, the machine paused, beeped, and on the screen flashed the words, "Winner! Claim at lottery office." Alex's heart skipped a beat. "Could you check that again?" he asked, voice trembling. The clerk scanned the ticket once more, and again the same message appeared. Alex was a winner of a sum so significant it took his breath away. Laughter bubbled up from within him, a mix of disbelief and joy. That night, Alex lay awake, the ceiling of his small apartment a blank canvas for his thoughts. What would he do with the money? The possibilities seemed endless, but a deep, grounding sense of gratitude tethered him. It was more than just the money. It was the recognition that kindness, often overlooked, could come back in the most unexpected ways. With the money came opportunities Alex had never dared to dream of. He thought of his family, his future, and the changes he could make in his life. But as he planned, he couldn't shake the image of the elderly woman's gentle smile. Her kindness in rewarding his own had changed his path forever. Inspired, Alex started making plans to give back. He donated to shelters, funded local projects, and even considered opening a place of his own, a diner where kindness was the main ingredient. His life had been touched by a simple act of generosity, and he wanted to pass that on. Alex's story spread throughout the town and beyond. People were touched by his good fortune and inspired by his decisions. He became a local hero, not just for winning the lottery, but for choosing to use his winnings to help others. His diner became a hub of community and care, a testament to the power of kindness. One rainy afternoon, as Alex wiped down tables in his new diner, a familiar figure stepped through the door. It was the elderly woman, no longer in tattered clothes, but in a simple, neat dress. Her smile was as warm as he remembered. Alex's heart swelled. It seemed that the cycle of kindness was not yet complete. The woman approached the counter, her eyes twinkling with unspoken stories. "I had to see the good that my small gift did," she explained, her voice soft yet clear. Alex invited her to sit, ordering them both coffee as the rain tapped gently against the window panes. They talked for hours, the woman sharing her own tales of hardship and the random acts of kindness that had sustained her. Alex learned that the woman, named Eleanor, had been a teacher in her younger years, dedicating her life to children who had little. Her stories were filled with challenges and triumphs, each one underpinned by the strength of human connection and kindness. Alex listened, captivated, realizing that her gift had been more than just monetary. It was a legacy of compassion. Word of their reunion spread, and soon the diner saw more than just regulars. It became a community center where people came not only to eat, but to share their own stories of kindness. Alex hosted evenings where locals could come and tell their stories, fostering a sense of unity and support among the town's residents. Inspired by the impact of his and Eleanor's story, Alex started a foundation dedicated to acts of kindness. He named it Eleanor's Heart, after the woman who had changed his life. The foundation provided meals, education, and assistance to those in need, embodying the spirit of the diner and its community. The foundation's work did not go unnoticed. Alex and Eleanor were invited to speak at events and schools, spreading their message of kindness and community support. Their story was featured in news outlets, bringing wider attention to the cause and inspiring similar movements in other cities. With the foundation growing, Alex began to travel, speaking about his experiences and the profound impact of kindness. Each city brought new faces and stories, expanding his worldview and deepening his commitment to his cause. Eleanor often joined him, her wisdom and presence a constant source of inspiration. Together, Alex and Eleanor developed a kindness curriculum for schools. It focused on teaching children the value of compassion through stories and activities that emphasized empathy and giving back. Schools across the country adopted the curriculum, eager to instill these values in the next generation. To capture the essence of what they had learned and shared, Alex and Eleanor decided to co-author a book. Titled Moments of Kindness, it was a collection of true stories from their travels and talks, each one highlighting the simple acts that had profound impacts. The book became a bestseller, used in schools and homes to teach values of empathy and kindness. Despite their success, challenges arose. Managing the foundation required more than just goodwill. It needed strategy and leadership. Alex found himself learning about nonprofit management, fundraising, and community organizing. His growth was rapid, fueled by his passion and a steep learning curve. The foundation established several community centers that offered free meals, job training, and counseling services. These centers became beacons of hope in their communities, places where anyone could come for help and find a warm welcome, a legacy of the diner where it all began. Alex and Eleanor proposed a new holiday, National Kindness Day, dedicated to community service and acts of kindness. The idea took off, with people around the nation participating in various activities designed to spread joy and help others. It was a day where the entire country focused on the good. In quieter moments, Alex reflected on his journey. From a waiter to a philanthropist, His life had changed unimaginably. He often sat in the original diner, now run by a trusted manager, and watched the new generation of workers and customers, feeling a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. As years passed, Eleanor, now advanced in age, decided to step back from the day-to-day operations of the foundation. Her legacy was profound, and her teachings were deeply ingrained in the foundation's work. Alex organized a grand celebration in her honor, bringing together everyone whose lives she had touched. Alex took up formal studies in social work and nonprofit management. He wanted to ensure that he could continue Eleanor's work with the same passion and professionalism she had demonstrated. His studies brought new insights and practices to the foundation, strengthening its operations and impact. The foundation launched an online platform called the Kindness Network, where people could share stories, connect with resources, and find opportunities to volunteer. It grew rapidly, becoming a global community of like-minded individuals committed to making a difference through kindness. With the success of the online platform, Alex realized the potential for international outreach. The foundation began partnering with organizations worldwide, spreading their kindness curriculum and establishing community centers in countries far from Alex's small town. A documentary filmmaker approached Alex and Eleanor to create a feature film about their journey and the global impact of their work. The film showcased the transformative power of kindness and was screened at festivals, in schools, and on television, reaching a wide audience and inspiring countless others. At one of his speaking engagements, Alex was surprised by a visit from several of the elderly men who had been regulars at the diner when his journey began. They shared how proud they were to see how far he had come and how his actions had inspired them in their own lives. It was a heartfelt reunion that reminded Alex of his roots. As Alex walked through the town that had seen him grow from a humble waiter to a leader of a global movement, he reflected on the changes. Buildings had risen, faces had changed, but the spirit of kindness that he and Eleanor had nurtured remained the town's beating heart. The town dedicated a park to Alex and Eleanor, calling it Kindness Park. It featured sculptures representing various acts of kindness, a community garden, and a playground. It was a physical manifestation of the community's commitment to the values Alex and Eleanor had championed. Recognizing the link between physical health and community well-being, the foundation started health and wellness programs. These included free medical checkups, mental health workshops, and fitness classes, all designed to improve the overall health of the communities they served. Alex initiated several legacy projects through the foundation, each aimed at sustaining long-term community support. These included scholarships for underprivileged students, funding for small businesses, and grants for other nonprofits working in the field of social change. The foundation's influence reached governmental levels, with Alex and his team advising on policies that promoted social equity and community support. Their advocacy led to legislation that benefited the underserved, making kindness a part of public policy. Alex started mentorship programs within the foundation, training the next generation of leaders who would carry on the mission of spreading kindness. He saw in them the same passion and dedication that Eleanor had seen in him, and he was determined to guide them as she had guided him. The foundation hosted its first global conference on kindness, bringing together leaders, activists, and community members from around the world. The conference was a melting pot of ideas and inspirations, each participant taking a piece of the kindness movement back to their home country. To reach more people and streamline their operations, the foundation invested in new technology. This included a mobile app that connected users with local volunteer opportunities and an AI-driven platform that matched donors with causes that aligned with their values. Alex expanded the foundation's focus to include environmental initiatives, recognizing that kindness to the planet was as important as kindness to people. Projects included urban greening, wildlife conservation, and support for sustainable farming practices. In a rare moment of quiet, Alex visited Kindness Park alone. He sat on a bench, surrounded by the greenery and laughter of children playing. It was moments like these that he cherished most, simple, peaceful, a reflection of the world he hoped to build. Annually, the town hosted a kindness festival, sponsored by Alex's foundation. It featured art, music, and food, all celebrating the diverse ways kindness manifested. It was a highlight of the year for the community, a festival that grew in size and joy each year. As the festival lights twinkled in the evening sky, Alex stood on stage, addressing the crowd. His journey from a waiter to a philanthropist was a testament to the unpredictable paths life could take. He spoke of the future, of hopes and plans, of kindness as an endless journey. With Eleanor in the front row, smiling proudly, Alex felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The cycle of kindness they had started was now unstoppable, and their story was far from over.